Usually when people talk about lifestyle changes that will make you happier, they refer to things like diet and exercise, but that's not what I want to talk to you about today. Today I want to give you an entirely new lifestyle to adopt that has been proven to increase happiness and life satisfaction. And I can vouch for this because this lifestyle has changed my life. So I'll start with a story. About 5 years ago, I felt stuck. All I wanted was to live a happy life, so I was constantly chasing that happiness. I tried earning more money and I tried achieving more goals, but that happiness always felt out of reach. I was really busy with work life, busy with my social life, and from the outside, it probably looked like I was living an amazing life, but I knew deep down that something was missing. I began researching happiness, and suddenly everything changed. I discovered something that completely transformed my life and my happiness, and today I want to share it with you. So I read books, I watched documentaries, and I dived into YouTube videos all about happiness. I read psychology blogs and I listened to professionals talk about happiness as well. And it wasn't long until I realized a pattern. I realized that people kept talking about this one specific topic over and over again. And that topic was intentional living. So I began to explore the subject of intentional living. Intentional living is quite simple. It's about living your life according to your values. This means everything you do in your day truly aligns with what matters to you. There were many things that I did to start living my life according to my values. The first was to actually figure out what my values were. And I did this really simply by looking up a values list on Google and then narrowing down my top 5 values. And then once I had figured out my top 5 values, it was time to audit my life and see if my daily actions were in line with those values. Intentional living is also about simplifying your life so that you have room to focus on the things that make you feel happy. And naturally, simplifying life for me started with decluttering. I decluttered my home, yes, but I also decluttered my schedule and my mind. I stopped saying yes to things that didn't align with my values, and I began creating space for what truly matters to me, my family, my creativity, and my moments of peace. And slowly but surely, I noticed change. I felt lighter, happier. Am I happy all the time? No, of course not. Life still happens, but I feel purpose now. I feel like I have designed a life that is for me. Intentional living is a lifestyle change that you might have to put a little bit of effort into in the beginning, but it gets way easier over time. Here's what I learned. Happiness isn't something you find by adding more to your life. It's something you uncover when you strip away what doesn't belong. Intentional living isn't about perfection or living like a minimalist or like a monk, although we can learn a lot from minimalists and monks. But intentional living is about asking yourself, what truly matters to me and how can I build a life around that? That is what builds happiness and fulfillment in life. For me, intentional living meant simplifying and slowing down and being more mindful about how I spend my time and energy. For you, it might look similar or it might look completely different, and that's the beauty of it. So to get yourself started, ask yourself a simple question. Did everything that you do today align with your values? If one of your top values is health, but you didn't move your body today, intentional living can remind you to go for that walk or do a simple stretch session. If you have a value of freedom, what did you do today to work towards that feeling of freedom? One of my values is freedom. Financial freedom to just not have that constant worry of money, but also freedom to be in solitude and have alone time. And as a mum with a toddler, there's not a lot of alone time where I feel freedom. And certainly with parenting, you do lose a little bit of that sense of freedom. And I know that that's just part of the way that it is, but it's still a value of mine. And I know that when I get that little feeling of freedom every now and then, I show up better as a better mum to my son and as a better partner to my Alex. I was going to say to my partner, Alex. So what I do to ensure that I get this feeling of freedom is I try to arrange my weeks and my days around this value so that I can get this little bit of alone time. So what that looks like for me is on a daily basis, I will try to have at least 5 or 10 minutes in my day where I'm doing absolutely nothing. Maybe I'm sipping a coffee or maybe I'm eating some food. Preferably I'm alone, but it's not always possible. But I call it my mindful moment of the day, and I like to lay on the couch and just like look out at the sky or the trees and let myself daydream, or I try to do breath work and focus on my breath, or I try to focus on my thoughts and acknowledge them and let them go. Or maybe if I have a coffee at the time, I will just have my mindful moment with my coffee and really experience that coffee. And it's not much in a day, like it's 5 minutes, but this is so important to me. And if I can do this daily, I know that I'm going to show up as a better person. And then on a weekly basis, what this looks like for me is my regular Sunday morning yoga session. I've been doing this for 2 years now. I go to the exact same class at the same place with the same instructor. It's scheduled in every week. Alex and Nate get to have their Sunday morning together, which is really nice. And I go have my yoga session and have a coffee maybe with one of the girls from yoga afterwards. I often do our Aldi shop after that as well, and I come home so refreshed and in such a good mood. It really helps me to calm down my nervous system, and it's just such a nice way to set myself up for the week ahead. So I'm here to share my journey and help you discover yours, because this one shift, this one lifestyle change can make all the difference. My name is Emily, and this channel is all about living intentionally and creating a life that feels meaningful and true to you. I'll be sharing videos on topics like intentional living, living slowly, living simply, healthy habits, and personal growth and self-awareness, all so we can live easier and more enriched lives. If this resonates with you, please do stick around and subscribe. This is my very first video, so I would love the support. So I'll try to remember to end each video on this channel expressing something that I'm grateful for, because gratitude is proven to be another one of those things that can really help lead to happiness. So today I'm grateful for having the opportunity to share online and to learn from other people online from all over the world. YouTube is such an amazing space to grow, and I am so grateful for this space. So I'd love to know, what are you grateful for today?